ask of you, and I know there's been some questions on what specific positions those are from the city council. We have shown that to the school board in closed session because I need everyone to recognize that these are positions for people's jobs, their livelihoods, and we have not had the individual conversations with these folks as of yet. The last thing that we want to do right now is for people to hear that on the news, right, or online. So we want to be able to have that conversation with individual employees if we get to that point, if those positions are reduced. And then we said, well, we need to start taking a look at some school-based position reductions. It's not something we've done for quite some time, certainly not something we did last year. We asked principals to take a look at their budgets and make about a 5% reduction on their budgets. Ultimately, when you have a school, you have maybe a few dollars here and there that are supplies and art supplies and those sorts of things that maybe you can reduce to some extent. But the reality is the vast majority of our expenditures are teachers and structural positions.
All right. So I think you are asking with 43.5 million hours will Sandusky Elementary stay open in this coming academic year? And my answer is yes. That is something completely different. Simple.
It's
Both DC Miller and
both will stay open, but we'll still have to make cuts, so just know.
My next question is related to.
So I fundamentally disagree with the notion that it's a shortfall, albeit a budgetary request. Why did the superintendent and why did the school board not initially request, quote, full funding for Lynchburg City Schools if there was going to be this shortfall from the get-go? I'm referring to the $17 million associated with the COVID spending. If the initial request wasn't even for that full amount to engage the division and operate it at the level that the superintendent and board is assuming, why wasn't that initially the request from the get-go?
I'll take the first stab, and then, can you guys hear me?
The microphone system is not working.
Yeah,
so
it's
I'll take the first stab, and then,
Or first shot at that question. For the past couple years, when my team and I do a budget, we're looking at the short term this year and then the long term, what next year or 5 years out would look like. In 2020, when we received the CARES funding and then we received more CARES funding, at that time we were looking at being a team player because we did have a lot of CARES funding. And it was also at the time when the city, we had just had the issue with the College Lake Dam. So there were some changes in funding that the city needed. There were some projections about state tax that we weren't sure of. And since we as a school division were in a position of having CARES funds, we did that. But at that time, I also forecasted what 2024, this current year, would look like and that how we could get back on track. So for the past couple years, we have asked for an increment more and more and more to get back on track. That has not been as received by not this council, but councils in previous to do that. So, and actually this year we received less. So when looking at this current school year, our goal is not only to support Lynchburg City Schools, but we also don't want to bankrupt the city, so we're trying to be fiscally responsible about what our first year looks like and working with the city team and council to plan out what the next couple years look like. So our